Challenges plumbers face when doing leak detection. Now, I know that sounds funny having a freaking pipe fitter with me, but leak detection is really a big deal no matter what kind of a business you're in or what trade you're in. Plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, roofers, leak detection is really a big deal, even HVAC technicians. As you see, I've got a special guest in here. Squirt, welcome to the show. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Thanks, man. I'm Henry Wakefield. This is my dad. I run Leak Pro and build the equipment myself and train people that come out. And it's two things that I really enjoy doing.
Here's the thing. Randy came up through the trade, so he understands leak, and he was a professional pipe fitter. He went through the union training program, became a pipe fitter, certified welder at one point, UA Star graduate. I mean, he knows a lot. He's good at what he does. But I want to talk about one of the very first leaks that I ever had was on a hospital in Dallas, and it was on an oxygen line. So there was no water. And I had crews for 2 days looking for a leak that we could not find. And what we ended up doing, I heard of a tool called an ultrasonic leak detector. Now, I had no idea that there were tools out there that could help you find leaks like that. I found this leak within 2 hours of having the tool. Cut the section out. We found it in a sleeved piece going through a wall.
Yep.
So, man, it was hard to find. But when you put the ultrasonic leak detector there, you could hear it. Now, we've talked about that in the past. I truthfully think I could have put Leak Pro right there on that 90. The air coming out makes noises. Ultrasonic or Leak Pro, either way, you're going to hear it. Yep. So what was the biggest one that you've ever dealt with?
Man, so I was doing a WinStar Casino expansion, okay?
I won the money.
We had a bunch of lines. Everything up there we did was PVC mainly for even the water lines out to the little soda stations for the coffee and tea to keep the casino going. Well, during a pour or something got broke. So fresh slabs, everything. And it's like, good guys, we have a leak. We have to find this leak. We have to fix this leak so that we can actually provide the service that you're wanting. And it's like, it's a casino. They run 24/7. There's no quiet time. And it was right there on the other side of the wall, the full active casino.
And here's the thing about a casino, guys. I ran a big crew out at Texas Instruments for a long time. We found a water leak. We went to TI and said, hey, look, we need to shut this down. They said, how long do you need to shut this down for? I said, about a half day. Maybe not quite, maybe a full day. They said, we'll do it Christmas Day or something like that. And it's like, guys, that's like 7 months away. They literally told us it's $1 million an hour to shut down that tool.
Yeah.
That's how much money that tool makes us. So, yeah. Casinos are about the same way. Sorry about that.
They because we were like, well, what if we just kind of shut down this end? And it's like, no, because that end's going to have some machines that some people always go to. So now we can't do that. So I kind of felt like I had a brick wall. I feel like I probably called you, bounced off of you a little bit. I feel like I borrowed your leak detector at the time and went out there, and I just planned a time. I was like, okay, look, it's a casino. It doesn't stop. Let me do like Tuesday.
3 in the morning.
At 3 a.m. Yep. And like everybody on the job's like, wait, you're going to like come in at 3 a.m.? I said, oh, yeah. Like I'll be here at 2, laying everything out, getting ready for that 3 a.m. window because that should be my quietest couple hours. And I will give myself the best chance to find that leak for sure. Found it within an hour. No problem whatsoever. It was quiet enough. There was still some noise that I had to kind of block out and tune out, which kind of comes with a lot of leak detections anyway. And it worked out really well. So
that's a good way to do it, though. You've got to look at each situation. One of the biggest projects I ever did was a trailer park home, a trailer park community. They had about 300 homes on this property. And I went out and looked at it during the day, saw where the meters were, saw where the homes were, and literally told the customer, I said, look, here's the deal. I'm going to come in at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to work till 6 in the morning. And they said, well, why would you do that? Well, by 10 o'clock at night, most people are going to bed. So I literally made a map of the entire property and went meter by meter, checked it at the meter at the curb, crawled up under the house where the remote meters were, and listened to it there. And I could only hit about 75 units a night because literally you'd come up, you'd have to take the siding off, you'd have to climb under, you have to put it back together. Finally, I got smarter later and had the maintenance man go ahead of me, telling them, take off the siding on any place that you crawl under to look at the remote meters. But I was able to figure out where 4 different leaks were.
Nice.
And you're out there all night long. Now, whenever I go out of state for properties, because I've gone to New Mexico, I've gone to Oklahoma, I've gone to Arizona, I've gone all over Texas. I literally call out first, tell the maintenance man, you pull every panel off every home where you crawl under to look at the meters. And then I work 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning. I go back to the hotel room, go to sleep for 2 or 3 hours, get something to eat, come back, work 10 in the morning to 6 at night, go back to the hotel room, go back to sleep. Because during the day, I can come back and double check any noises that I heard. But during the day, I can listen to valves, I can listen to meters, I can listen to fire hydrants, I can listen to bigger things on the property that really it's not going to matter. A lot of times, plumbers go out and the biggest mistake that they make is they go straight to the water in the floor and they say, here it is, let's jackhammer the floor or let's tunnel under to right here, we're going to find it. And water takes the path of least resistance. So it doesn't always end up coming up right where the leak is. So one thing that we put in our SOPs is literally you start at the meter. Then you start at the valve box. You start at the double check in the yard. You start looking at everything in the supply line getting up to the house. Then if you need to, you go into the house, you isolate the hot and cold water, and you come up with SOPs, an exact schedule, an exact science of this is where we start, this is where we end. You don't skip a step, you don't miss a step, and you don't go incomplete. You go all the way through the job just to make sure there's not a leak somewhere else.
That's it. And the good thing is if you're, fighting one of the biggest challenges most of the time, which is ourselves, and you're getting frustrated with things, go back to step 1.
And start over.
Start the process back again. If you work the process, you will find your leak. Go back and work that process again.
And it really doesn't matter if you're talking water or sewer. When we bring people out and train them on the sewer side, it blows their mind. It's like, look, first thing you got to do is test the entire system. Then you've got to look at different areas and say, okay, how can we separate this area? That way you can isolate an entire branch line. How do we isolate that? Now test it again. Still leaks the same? You know what? It's probably not that line. Now let's isolate another one. And you go through all the steps and procedures to go all the way through it until you know, hey, we know exactly where this leak is. Most houses don't need to be replaced 100%, but a lot of plumbers want to sell it that way. So these are issues that plumbers face doing leak detection each and every day. If you're a homeowner, these are things that you need to look at and you need to think and ask them, hey, have you isolated things? Have you checked this? Have you checked this? They may get a little upset about it, but it's going to at least let them know you know what they're talking about.
That's it. And if you have a really busy home, go ahead and let your plumbers know that so that they can be aware and they can try to schedule a good time to do a leak detection, because they do need a little bit of peace and quiet, kind of, for the most part, to be able to do their job properly and find your leak, especially if it's small, because those are even harder to hear.
And the good thing about letting a plumber know this, talking to him about that, I always told my people, look, when I show up, I'm going to need to turn off your air conditioner. I'm going to need you to turn off your television. I'm going to need to unplug your refrigerator. I need to help stop any ancillary noises that I can. I needed to make it as quiet as possible so that when I'm on top of that leak, I know right where it is. If you're a homeowner, these are things that you need to know just so you understand what the process is like. They need complete quiet. If you're a plumber, understand it's okay to talk to your homeowner and say, look, this is why we do this and this is what I need, but let them know up front. I remember the first time I didn't let somebody know, she was pissed I was turning off her television during her showtime. So
don't interrupt showtime.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Guys, this video was sponsored by Leak Pro. If you want to learn more about Leak Pro, go to leak-pro.com. get in touch with Squirt and say, hey man, look, tell me about the equipment, tell me about the training, tell me how it works. Because if you can figure that out, you can increase the revenue for your company by taking care of your customers in a better way. And if you love this video, I think you're really gonna like that one.